Spiritual emptiness is a universal illness, and I believe that inside, at some point in our lives, we all think there's gotta be more to life than this. There is indeed, and our Norse ancestors knew that. Reality is that through blood, chanting, drumming, inclusivity, a raw policy of diversity, a return to the soil that feeds the roots and reframes our relationship with the land, a never give up attitude towards life itself, a choose your own adventure mindset, differences and tensions of whatever kind are, as a matter of fact, dissolved. This is the real gold of the Nordic tribes we find so alluring. Nowadays, many search for healing in individual counseling, group therapy, in the use of tranquilizers, antidepressants, or painkillers. We seem to have forgotten how we can heal by yawning, sleeping, walking the land, linking our bodies to the vibrant energy field of the earth, skin to dirt, clean air to lungs, fractal roots to soil, head to miracles, stories to firelight, hands to beaters, beaters to drums, blood to rituals, throat to chants, runes to sound, myself to the All-Father. What makes us love our ancestors is most certainly the history and the mythology, but to me it is the philosophy of that time that truly stands out. It is the symbolism that is the real foundation of the Norse culture. At its raw core, that philosophy in itself is a healer. It is pure and honest medicine for us and the troubled chronicles of our times. I have always thought the goal of any healing process is to recover awareness, reawakening our senses, re-owning our life experiences, and regaining our abilities to trust those experiences. Our Norse ancestors never experienced the downfall of Ragnarok as final because they knew where the real medicine is inside of them, and that all of us are the drum beaten by the mighty cycles of nature. If we dissect what the philosophy, mindset of the old people of the north of Scandinavia was, how it worked, we can obtain a great deal of understanding of how they approached and dealt with life and kept the primal nature well fed. For are the states people of old and new constantly dealt and deal with physical, spiritual, emotional, and mental states. In the indigenous and Norse culture of my land, balance is emphasized in all things, including in these four states of being. In order to achieve balance, it is essential to address the needs of each of the four states of being. Healing is like embarking on a journey, a rate of expansion where we explore and aim at conquering balance. And like every Norse voyage, it requires daily activity and movement, and engagement with balancing practices, attitudes, and a life at large that fortifies all aspects of the self, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. The physical state is represented on our ancient shaman drums by the image of people, which also represents the direction south, the element of fire, the sacred medicine of juniper, and the season of summer. This realm is healthy when we make sure the proper care and nurture is given to our fire and its transformational power, simplifying our lives, making time and having energy to nurture our inner fire. The spiritual state is represented on the ancient shaman drums by the image of the god Frøy, which also represents the direction east, the element of earth, the sacred medicine of seeds, and the season of spring. This realm is healthy when we make sure the proper care and nurture is given to our seeds. When we nurture our own inner landscape, we can learn to turn our attention to understanding seeds, the wisdom that is there for the perfect growing conditions to occur. The emotional state is represented on the old shaman drums by the image of the god Thor, Lord of the Thunder beings, which also represents the direction west, the element of water, the sacred medicine of sweet grass, to the ancestors of these lands, and the season of fall. The emotional state is the aspect of ourselves that carries all of our feelings and emotions and recalls past experiences to inform future ones. Our emotional state is a storage house. Njalla, the people of these lands drew on their drums, and it's a space that stores our feelings, fears, anxieties, and triumphs, and recalls them for us when the time is appropriate. The emotional space is a return to the womb, to the darkness of our inner caves. This realm is healthy when we make sure the proper care is given to stillness and quiet, to the inner night time, to the heavy rains that cleanse and nurture life. When we give ourselves permission to enter that dark cave as needed, we become able to renew and nurture new life within us. The mental state is represented on the ancient shaman drums of my lands by the white reindeer spirit, which also represents the direction north, the element of air, the sacred medicine of white moss and lichens, and the season of winter. This sacred place is healthy when we give back or share our wisdom with others, and when we understand that giving back is a process of true love that begins and ends with us. You see, our life can be magnificent, and even chaos can be sacred if we learn to make the best of the resources available to us. The skin, meat, and bones of life are all essential, and when we will learn not to waste anything, we will become undaunted by challenge. We will dare to do what we want to do. We will stop trying to live forever. flawed, misguided creatures of their own tales. Nothing could make our ancestors more human than that. And this is what we crave, the raw quality to the way they lived their lives, followed and worshipped their gods, their way of sacralizing space, experience, unity, connections with others and with the landscape. In a land of mainly bleak horizons, there was so much that could potentially go wrong that, giving their best shot at trying to carve magic and a simply good time out of whatever negative and hostile situation, is probably the greatest lesson they have left engraved on our majestic fjords, steep mountainsides, and the granite toughness of our coastline for us to embrace.